So hey you, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheila Shitu and I am a Nigerian fashion designer based in Kano State. So our today's tutorial is how to make a flounce. So flounce is similar to peplum, but the difference is the cutting, and flounce can be used in different ways depending on how creative you are. We see flounce attached to dresses in different ways. So I'll be using 3 yards of fabric to make this flounce because I'm going to be using the same fabric for my main fabric and my lining or interfacing. I don't want the lining showing, so I decided to use same fabric for my lining so as to make it look more professional and prominent. So my fabric is on fold, yes, because I'm going to be getting my main fabric and my lining. So now to start with, I'll be locating my horizontal and vertical line. I'm just trying to get the midpoint of that. So I'm going to be starting by locating the midpoint of my vertical and horizontal line. So I'm starting with the vertical line. You can see me placing my measuring tape on the fabric towards the vertical axis. So I'm just trying to locate the midpoint of my vertical lines. So, and the measurement of that is 22.5 inches on my vertical axis. Yes, that's the midpoint. So I'm just trying to repeat that in like 3 places so as to get a straight line. You can see me repeating that again. So I want a straight line on my vertical axis. So just take your time in doing this. You want it to be very accurate. So just bring out the straight line to make it look more prominent and more visible. So now after locating the vertical axis, I will also locate the horizontal axis. I'll find the midpoint of the horizontal axis. Yes. So, and the midpoint of that is 15.5 inches here. You can see me marking that. That's the midpoint on my horizontal axis. So I will also repeat that. You can see that's the midpoint where they intersect, the point of intersection of the horizontal and vertical axis. So I'll repeat that on my horizontal axis as well, so as to form a straight line, just as the way I formed the straight line on the vertical axis. So take your time, don't forget, you don't need to rush yourself. You want it to be very accurate. Yes, so I've located the midpoint on the vertical and horizontal axis, and I can see the point of intersection where the horizontal and vertical line intersect. You can see it's obvious there. So at that point, I'm going to be placing my measuring tape on that, and I want my flounce to be 7 inches long. So I'm placing my measuring tape on that midpoint of about 7 inches on my measuring tape. So I'm going to be marking 7 inches all the way around, maintaining my measuring tape on that point of intersection, but make sure it's 7 inches. You can make it 8, 10 depending on the inches of your flounce, but I want my flounce to be 7 inches. So I'm just going to be marking that all the way around to form a full circle of 360 degrees. You can see me repeating that, 7 inches all along 7 inches. I want to form a circle of 360 degrees, and I'm starting my 7 inches at the point of intersection, which is the midpoint, don't forget. So I'm marking that 7 inches all over to form a full circle. So I'm just trying to connect those lines to make it more visible and prominent. You can see we have our full circle of 360 degrees. Yes, you can see we have a full circle already. Okay, now just trying to make it prominent. You can see, take your time, you want to get an accurate result. So now at my right hand, I'll be dividing that angle 90 into 2. You can see I want to get 45 degrees, so I'll be dividing that into 2 to get my 45 degrees at my right hand. Don't forget my right hand. So I'm just trying to locate that with my ruler. So I want 45 degrees right there. Yes, so I'm just trying to confirm the measurement with my measuring tape. It needs to be equal, so I'm just trying to make it equal. So okay, I've gotten that. My 45 degrees is bisected. So now at my left hand, I'll be locating the midpoint of that, and don't forget the flounce length is 7 inches, so half of that will be 3.5 inches. Yes, at my left hand I located the midpoint of the 7 inch, and at that point I went up by half inches. Yes, half inches. So I'm just trying to connect from the other end to the midpoint. You can see me doing that. From the other end to the midpoint, I formed another line. Yes, so now we move to the next, and now we are going to be measuring our flounce length, which is 7 inches all the way around, starting from the midpoint. You can see I marked my 7 inches, so I'm going to be measuring it all the way around, forming a round circle, forming it. So I'll be maintaining this upper line. Yes, you can see I'll be maintaining, not the one beneath, that line. I'll be maintaining it with 7 inches. So I'll mark my 7 inches all along, 7 inches, following that upper line, not the one beneath. You can see me doing that. So try as much as possible to maintain it. So when I get to the other side, I'll also maintain the former line, which is the first one. You can see. So I'll mark my 7 inches, so 7 inches, so all the way around, maintain the line. So we are back to the former line, which is the original line, the first one. You maintain it back, so you start marking your 7 inches all the way around. 7 inches. We are doing that to form our circle. Seven inches all the way around, following that same line. 7 inches. Just rotating my measuring tape, and I'm maintaining my 7 inches of length. So now we've gotten to the starting point again. So when we get to this point, we are going to be maintaining the upper line again, because we've used the line beneath to form the first circle. So now we are going for the second circle. So we'll be maintaining the upper one, not the one beneath anymore, to form the second circle. You can see me touching this line, this upper line. You can see where I place my measuring tape, the upper line. So you are forming the second circle. So I'll be using that line to form the second circle. So 7 inches, don't forget. So okay, let me just mark it out for you to see what we are for the first circle. You can see we are forming a circle already. So can you see that we have a full circle? So I'm just repeating it again to form another circle, but this time I'm using the upper line. So the other one was we use it for to create the first circle. So the second circle, I'll be using the upper line. You can see that. You can see me using the line already. I'm just marking my 7 inches all the way around to form another circle. There are no rules to this. You can go as far as you want, till infinity, for as long as you want your flounce to be. the length you want. So, and it also depends on the wideness of your fabric. So if you want a really long flounce, that means your fabric must be very wide to accommodate this circle. So I'm just trying to mark it out to see what I'm having already. You can see apparently. So I think I'll be stopping there. I think that's the extent that my fabric could accommodate. My fabric is not as wide as I thought, so I'll be stopping right there. I'm sorry my camera could not capture the extreme, so but you can see the full circle I have already. Can you see the stopping point? That's it. Yes, I stopped right there because my fabric could not accommodate any more circles, so I had to stop right there. So you can go as far as you want, as far as you want your flounce to be long. So you can see the circle that I have already. So I think I'm ready to cut out right now. So watch how I cut. Yes, so watch. So now I'm going to start my cutting by cutting off the excess fabrics. Yes, at that point where I stop right there, I'll start by cutting off the excess. You can see me doing that. Can you see where I started from? So I'm just trying to cut off the excess fabric that I won't be needing, because I won't be needing those fabrics. So just take your time here, cut off the excess fabric so we can have our full circle. We can concentrate on it. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please endeavor to subscribe, like and share. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so as to know anytime I have a new video. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Okay guys, so let's just cut off the excess fabrics. Yeah. Cut it. Okay, almost there. You can see I only cut the excess fabrics. I won't be needing that, so I need to detach the excess fabric from the main flounce. So I really want to concentrate on the circle. So you can see what we have here. We have our full flounce. So now I will start by cutting off my flounce from the starting ending point again. Yeah, I started from where I stopped, so I'm just following the circle that I have. You can see me doing that. Just follow the circle. Okay, you can see, follow it up. Okay, can you see that? Okay, yeah, the flounce is almost ready. I'm so excited. Okay, slow and steady, cut it. Okay, can you see that at that point I'll be following the upper line when I get to that junction, this point where we divided the midpoint, which is 3.5. So I'll follow the upper line, not the one beneath. So make sure not to make any mistake there. So can you see where the line I'm following, not the one beneath? I follow the line, the upper line, not the one beneath. So yes, and when I get to the midpoint, I'll follow the line of my 45 degrees. Can you see? Yeah, that is it. that is it. We have our flounce and we don't need that. This is our flounce and we have it all cut out, and I have my main fabric and my interfacing. So at this junction, if you want to insert a stay so as to make it look very good, you can add your stay. Just add it to one side of the fabric, and you are going to be using that as the main fabric, and the other one is the lining to use to turn the fabric, the main fabric. So that is just that. So you can watch my other videos. Thank you.